Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda, welcome to today's session. Those who just joined, once again, warm welcome to all the people who are joining me here and also on the Zoom and social media platform. So let's go to the next slide. So today, see, Swamiji has given us the first three chapters. First is just basically let go, and then, in the last session, he talked about making us aware of the fact that we need to surrender, right? In the last chapter, the whole of chapter 3 is all about surrender. So, and today he's going to cover the next level of, he comes to the technique now, okay? Basically, he said, move from the head to the heart. Only when you move from the head to the heart, you can surrender. He said, the very nature of true love is unconditional. It is directed to no one and nothing. It simply flows for no reason. It is an overflowing because you feel the deep connection between you and existence. So until this happens, your so-called love is always directed to a particular thing on an object, and this cannot be called love at all. Okay, so this is what he's going to lead us into, why he said you need to move from the logic to your being. Because when you're centered in the mind, you're always going to be cheated by the mind through the fear and greed, what's right, what's wrong, which is very much conditioned by the society. And when you're evaluating anything with the logic, you're going to miss it, because in that master and disciple relationship is being to being connection. But being to being connection means you have to go beyond the logic. The logic will not operate, will not be of any use. So that's why he said, to do that, to come to the being, you need to move from the head to the heart. So that is the essence of this whole chapter, and he gives a very powerful meditation technique, how to move from the head to the heart. Okay, so next slide. So basically, he talked about you're committed to enlightenment. Okay, see, he said that when you take initiation or diksha from a master, you're agreeing to allow him to flow through you and transform you. That means the moment you accept a master, it means as a guru, the moment you become an ashramite, for instance, or you live with him. But you not only commit yourself to your own enlightenment, but you also commit to another beautiful thing, that is the master's mission. See, the master, normally, for masters to do, when they come down, they assume the physical form on planet Earth, they do come with a mission. A lot of time is about raising the collective consciousness and contributing to the humanity. So he said, you commit to serving the mission, which is nothing but the enlightenment of you and the millions of other seekers like you. So that is the whole mission. When they come, they not only want to make 1-2 people enlightened, they are trying to cause a shift in the collective consciousness. So millions of other seekers who are also coming for the gift of enlightenment. So, but in order to carry the master's profound message, you should have experienced and understood it yourself. So it cannot be forced upon you. It should be an experience. You should feel the bliss. Only then can you spread it. See, until you reach the utter state of consciousness of Ananda, the bliss, which is your very nature, our original state. If you have not tasted that nectar, the amrita, the sweetness of that blissful state, you cannot transmit it, you cannot spread it. So you need to work on elevating your consciousness to the level you experience the bliss, ananda. So if you do not feel the conviction yourself and you try to spread so-called bliss, you only be giving the people blisters, okay? Instead of bliss, you're giving them bliss, but you'll be torturing people. You'll be giving people a lot of discomfort or, feeling, strange. So don't torture people if you have not experienced it. You need to experience it yourself. Then the transmission become very natural because it is your very own experience. Next slide. So he says you always radiate only what you have, which is true. You can't radiate what you don't have, right? You cannot pretend. How long can you pretend? So you cannot just imagine being blissful and try to spread it to others. What you spread is nothing but what you are overflowing with. It's just like when you're overflowing with love. The overflowing energy, just by being in your presence, people can experience that compassion, that you're radiating, which is nothing but love. So then you only show in your very body language, in your words, your face. So your whole aura, not just your words, everything start radiating whatever you're overflowing with. Understand? If you're overflowing with so much so-called pure love for humanity, you will just words you utter and your words that you're uttering. So everything will just kind of become that expression. So actually, if you observe the walk of a person who has known bliss, who have already experienced bliss, if you observe the walk of a person, okay? So-called pure love. Why are you doing? It is working. Sorry for the technical glitch. So actually, if you observe, let's say, a lighter master, you will notice, you will feel as if his feet is not even touching the ground. Those who have lived with Swamiji, okay, who have what you call that, seen him in person when he was in India at that time, in Bidadi, Bangalore, Adinam. I remember when we were living there for 3 months during the Nithyananda Yogam program. And in the morning, he will wake up, he will go for a morning walk in the whole campus. And there will be a few, people the sannyasis will be running behind him. And if you see how he glides through the places, he literally, you don't feel that he's walking, he's like floating. So that's why for a light being, they don't carry a lot of weight. You will feel that they're not even touching the floor. They are actually gliding over the ground. So that is the one major difference. If you feel heavy, if you feel that you're a heavy person, like thumping on the Mother Earth, you understand, there's a lot that you're carrying, okay? So this is because all the extra unnecessary weight of the mind, ego, has already disappeared for this being or this individual who had experienced the bliss. He's just an emptiness through which existence is flowing. They become an empty channel. They become a pure bamboo where the existential energy is flowing through them. That's why they become so light. That's why they are radiating the bliss. Understand? So even a glimpse is enough to catch on, but do not stop there. There is so much more honey, more honey to taste and more honey to experience. So he's saying, when you even have a glimpse is like a satori. Somebody say a glimpse of enlightenment is satori. You suddenly feel so blissful, so heightened in your awareness and energy. But that is not it. That's not the end. There's so much more to experience. So he said, don't stop there. Just dive deep inside, and you will experience the whole thing. Next slide. So it is like this. He said, I have dipped my fingers in the honey and then practically taken every bit of it. And then I have wiped my fingers with my handkerchief, right? He just, and this is the finger which I put in your mouth. I said he's, tasted or the honey. And for this, you're saying this is so sweet, so beautiful. Yes, it may be sweet, but there is so much more to taste. Remember that. So even when we come to have the initiation, and sometimes in that deep feeling connection, we just have a moment of, ananda, feel so much bliss. And he said that is only, the little thing that I'm giving you. Say, remember, there's so much more that you can experience and taste. So other than the master, we have had so many relationships where we have loved someone. It could be your parents, your children, your friends, your spouse, anything, right? But in this type of love, there is need for attention from the other person. There is a compulsion to possess the other person. This is what you have known to be love. This is what you have always felt love to be. Because in the human plane, this is what we have been conditioned, or we only come to this level of understanding about what love should be. Next slide. This is human love, okay? Then what do you do when you come to me? So Swamiji said, this is what you do when you come to me. Because this is the way you think, to love, you start trying all this on the master as well. You try to become possessive and crave for his attention, because that's only the love that you understood from society. So actually all these emotions have nothing to do with love. They are just concept of love built over time in you by society. In real love, there's no expectation at all. In real love, the two persons involved will simply disappear. Just the beautiful energy called love will remain. There will be no need for attention, for possessing the other person. When this happens, there will not even be the need for the physical presence of the other person. You don't even need to be physically with that person, and you already experienced that feeling connection, that love. Okay, so I'm not saying that all other relationships are wrong. I'm saying that they are illusion. Even that is perfectly all right, because the only way to get past an illusion is to go through it. Which means if you still want to live in that fantasy or that maya, to wake up only, you have to go through it till you wake up. There's no other way, because it has to come as a form of experience and realization. Right? So if someone tells you, oh, love is just, don't get into all this maya or illusion, with the love by the society, you will not listen. You still fantasize, oh, how nice, if some guy riding a white horse come and pick me up and swim me off the feet and all this kind of thing, right? So you still have that fantasy. Then the only way for you to wake up is go through it, and life will teach you and you wake up. All right, it's not that nice as what I imagine. So that's why for a guru, he will just wait till you wake up. Okay, he said it's not wrong. They are just illusion. They are just maya. And if you the moment you cognize that, you grasp that, is over for you. That means the whole maya will not work on you anymore. All right. So next slide. So, but when you come to a master, you think that I will simply support this illusion. That starts a problem, right? No, he's the one who's going to shake you and slap you so that you wake up, okay? So, of course, initially when Swamiji sees someone who needs him to support the illusion, he will support them. But if I see that someone has the maturity to handle the truth, I will simply shake this illusion anyway. So, the master's job is very, very subtle and sensitive. He will see whether the being is ready. Sometimes the being is not ready, he would have to wait. Or sometimes he see the maturity is growing in the disciple, then he will start the surgery. He will start the actual work. So either way, once the operation starts, the illusion will have to be broken. It has to be shattered. the coconut has to be cracked. There's no other way. So this is the way how the master operate. Okay. So then that is the way how, sometimes we get shaken and we're not happy. Okay, now next come the first question from a seeker. So the first seeker asked this question. In a discourse, a newcomer is a new seeker says, I feel as if I'm too dependent on all the people whom I love. So this person is obviously not very self-confident and very much dependent on people around him, right? So this is the how this person expressing. So what Swamiji replied. So listen, please. You will not be seeing the slide, but you will have to listen to what he has to say. He said, first thing, love is always expressed as seeking attention from others, right? Because attention is what we know as love in the society. But actually, your attention is very, very intense, but you seek it in the name of love. Okay? This is where all the problem starts. The problem of so-called love. When you seek attention, you become dependent on the other person whom you're seeking. But because you do not want to be dependent on someone else, you begin to pull away. Then once you have moved away, you feel as if your needs are unfulfilled, you're not fulfilled. And then you want to come close again. So there's this like a tug of war. I want to be there, and then you don't want to be dependent, you want to pull away. So there's kind of this drama going on, okay, within you. This is what you're doing. You come close, then you move away, then you come close again. So you can see the the psychological drama that you're playing. If you watch a husband and wife together, you will see what a love-hate relationship is all about, okay? If you keep them separate, they will want each other in the name of love. If you keep them together, they will fight. So this is a drama that happens. So as of now, you're trying to change your relationship in order to attain fulfillment in life. This is not possible. So it's not possible to do it that. Okay, he said, whatever is happening is not because of the other person in relationship, but because of you and of your mental setup, your mindset. If you internalize these ideas, slowly your mind will dissolve and you will fall deeper into the real love. So he says, this is what you should do. Do some awareness meditation to dissolve the mind. So he gave the technique. You need to dissolve your mind. Your mind is the one that is creating all this illusion, this maya, this suffering, these thoughts, all this kind of thing that make you not able to experience. So he said, do some meditation to dissolve the mind. He said, do the breath watching meditation, which is what we're going to do later. Simply watch your breath that goes in and every breath that goes out. You see, breath is the basic life force, the prana shakti. It is the bridge between you and existence. And if you are aware of it, you will be able to move in awareness all the time. So, see, when I first read about this Shiva Sutra by Swamiji, this is the first technique he gave, and this is the first technique in Shiva Sutra anyway. So I was playing with this technique earlier when I met Swamiji, and after some time I experienced this technique. This is so powerful. Even till today, when I sit, I fall into this state. Okay, so that's why I thought, okay, if all of you should experience this, because it's like totally you're in the restful awareness state. There's no mind. You're just sitting there in awareness and you're just watching your breath. So, which is what Vipassana is all about. You know how Buddhism basically was created just using this technique only. So, basically, Through this technique, if you become aware, that you will be able to move in awareness all the time. Become aware of the breath that goes in and the breath that goes out. In between the two, there will be a U-turn. Please watch the turning of the prana from incoming to outgoing. Okay, watch that U-turn. You need to have the awareness to watch that U-turn. Just become aware of that turning. It's enough. You need to catch that, because in that turning, you are in that Shiva consciousness. Okay. So basically, if you go through many different phases with the master, you will go through many phases with the master, because the master will continue to work on you, raise you at different level, because the surgery is not done until the whole ego is removed, right? It's dropped. So initial phase, he will do a different drama, and once you become a disciple, he will do a different drama, and then once you become a serious seeker, he will do a different drama. So all at different level, he will work on you at different phases of your spiritual evolution. So when you come first to me, he said you are very open, but then after some time you become closed. Right? After some time, the openness will happen again. So like close, open, which is happened because of your mind. So in the beginning, when you felt open, it is only your imagination. But later, it becomes a reality. And that is nothing wrong with the close feeling as well. When you feel close, you feel like you want to run away, you want to, avoid the guru. So see, almost everyone go through all this, and you will pass. It's never going to be a permanent state. You will come and go. Once you fall more and more in tune with the master, all these so-called ups and down roller coaster ride will just pass. And then when the openness comes, it will stay. It will stay with you, and the openness comes only with awareness. Understand? So the meditation technique that we're going to do is going to infuse a lot of awareness. Okay, next slide. So here's a small story Swamiji gave in this chapter. He said it's about the story of this army general. So listen. See, the army of a conquering general was ravaging the country. He came to a country and pillaged the whole country because he just wanted to conquer, right? So then it came to a little village. The general saw that everyone except an old monk in a monastery had run away. Everybody ran away because they are afraid of this general and his army. So the angry general rushed to the monastery and shouted at that old monk. "Don't you know who I am?" he shouted. "I can simply draw my sword and cut you into two without blinking an eyelid," he shouted at that old monk. So the old monk smiled and said gently, you know how, "Don't you know who I am?" He replied, "I can stand here without blinking an eyelid while watching you draw your sword and cut me into two." Which means what? He's not scared of that. You can cut me to two, I will not even bat my eyelid. Okay? So that kind of courage that old monk is exuding, totally shaken the general. It's like he have not met anyone who is so fearless. Do you understand? So the general felt shaken and so ashamed. He simply dropped the sword and fell at the feet of the master. Okay, so that is the next slide. How powerful I am, which is operating from the mind. And the moment he saw what this old monk is, the kind of presence he's radiating, he's being just recognized, and he just fell at his feet. So as long as the head is filled with logic, authentic love cannot show itself. To live a life without love is like to live a life without life itself. There's no life for you. Okay? It's a dead life. It means you're living without experiencing the juice of life. So life will just seem dead, not alive at all. Till you feel alive, then you have life. It means you're actually enjoying the meaning of life. I tell you, a lot of people have lost that because they are so filled up here. So when you're so filled here, because that's how the society train us to evaluate everything here, right? So you have forgotten here, your being, your heart. So when you see everything from here, naturally you miss this. So you find life is so boring, life is nothing exciting. You don't feel, even in a relationship, if you operate from here, you will never experience love. Let me tell you honestly, because you'll be calculative in your relationship. How much are you're contributing to my life? how much I can get the best out of you when we are in a marriage, right? So there will be all this kind of calculation because if you're operating from here, and then by and by, there's no juice in the relationship. It's just money talk, transaction, right? It's just business deal. So a lot of time when people operate from this, the marriage invariably falls apart because there's nothing to hold them together. It's just only, what benefit I get from you. That is very sad. So the moment you experience love, you will be transformed. Understand? Love is that powerful energy that can transform you completely. And the master is here. He's nothing but love. He's here to make you experience love again. Okay? Next slide. So here we have another question from the second seeker. Okay? Oh, sorry, it's from another seeker. So this is the second seeker. He says, some days the feeling to live is just so intense that I don't know what to do, say this ashramite. And then on the other days, the pull to remain here is even stronger. So running away or stay, want to run away and stay. So they go through this so-called drama. Okay. So here is the master's reply to this seeker who always felt that he wants to run away or he get pulled back again to be with the master. See, there will always be a pull to remain here because the pull is from the being. Your consciousness, your soul recognize this energy. Okay? Life with a master is ecstatic and a challenge. Both very, very ecstatic, very blissful, but also a huge challenge. That's why not everyone can handle it. Being here makes you vulnerable. You're like totally naked. It makes you insecure. There will be no ego, there will be many ego blasts, and you will need to have the courage and maturity to handle it. Understand? See, when you are becoming more and more involved in the mission, especially working very closely with the direct people of Swamiji's extension, be very clear. This is where all the ego blasts will come. If you don't get it directly from him, you'll get it from his people who are executing his mission. Okay, but you need to have the maturity and courage to handle it. Otherwise, you will only want to run away. This is what happened. So when your ego just cannot handle it, it simply wants to run away. This is a very normal reaction from the ego. And then on the other hand, your being feels the pull again. Your being pulls you back to the master. So naturally, you will be very confused. You will feel confused. You will be unsure of which voice to listen. You don't know which voice to listen to because both seems very, very authentic. It seems real. It's like this part of me tell me, oh, I cannot handle anymore. Then the other part of me feel that the heart say, no, you should stay around because this is why you are here for. So you will go through all this like an internal confusion struggle. Okay. So then you say, you have known the ego for much longer, especially if you have lived with your this pseudo identity for so long, naturally the ego is going to feel more real to you. That is why many times the ego will appear correct. The ego is the one that is going to show up and say, oh yeah, I trust this fella, than your being. But then if you look within yourself, you become clear of what you want, right? Your heart will show you what you want. And then there will be no more confusion. But again, after some time, you will be pulled by the mind. So the mind will just continue to play this game with you. The next time you feel some pull towards or away, look within yourself. Just have the awareness to look within and see from where exactly the thoughts or the impulse is coming. So become aware where is this coming. Okay, you'll be able to sense whether it is authentic or not. If you feel the pull, that is more than enough. The fact that you have become sensitive enough to feel the pull is more than enough. If you have not felt the pull, then it is a different thing altogether. But you have felt it, it is more than enough. Then you have already stepped inside. You have already stepped to the master side. Then you have already begun to fall in tune. That means feeling the pull gives you that confidence that this is what you should be listening. I remember, I just want to share. See, after I was initiated by Swamiji as a healer in January 2007. That is exactly what he mentioned is true, which happened to me. So he gave us some spiritual practice. That time we were doing this Nitya meditation. Every morning after yoga, I would sit and do the Nitya, okay? And then, of course, in the later part of Nitya, you sit and in silence, in an unclutched space. So in this space of restful awareness, I will feel my being. Then I will see my mind, or like in my being, I felt the pull that I need to. My days in the corporate world are numbered. So okay, I just feel that I cannot live in the corporate world any longer. I can see this, like my being shows me that I should leave the corporate world. But my mind say no, too much is at stake. How can you give up this whole life you have built up? So inside there was this tug of war happening, and I don't dare to make that decision because too much is at stake. It's like totally giving up the comfortable lifestyle, the name and fame I've built up, and all the things that I've created in my life, okay? And just jumping into this unknown, don't even know what am I supposed to do. My whole mind was just not able to handle. It's like, no way, this is too scary. So much so that I didn't want to face it, okay? It was just too scary. No, I cannot do that. So it went on for 2.5 years. Okay, this whole being, the heart and the mind was having this war for so long until it came to a point in time. I realized I had to listen to this inner voice. I had to honor this inner voice inside me. So that the moment I felt the pull, I decided that this is it. I am not going to fight anymore. I'm following my heart. So when that decision was made, everything just fall into, everything just start moving in a very, very swift way. Tak, 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 tak. Everything just happened. So I guess that's what Somji is talking about, feeling the pull. When the moment you experience the pull, that means you're already gone inside and he will just be able to do the work. So till then, work on coming to that awareness, because through meditation you will fall into that awareness state. In the awareness state, you will get in touch with the being. You will be able to sense your being. Then it will reveal itself to you, and then you will start listening more and more to yourself. Somebody said that for completion, right? If you want to get back to the space of completion, it is first step to listen to yourself. You have to start listening to yourself. Otherwise, if you listen to your mind, then, you are just going to create more incompletion. Okay, so let's enter into the meditation technique. Okay, so this is a technique Swamiji talked about. He said breath awareness meditation. So I'm going to guide all of you through. So I'm just going to first refer basically where this meditation technique came from, and just give you the context of this meditation technique before we enter into the actual guided process. So he said, watching the breath continuously is a very powerful and effective meditation. It has led to more people to enlightenment than any other meditation technique. Understand? So watching the breath, which is what Vipassana is all about, okay, what Buddhism is talking about. So see, in Shiva Sutra, there are 112 sutra. So Swamiji say that Shiva, Paramashiva, gave 112 techniques to reach enlightenment. And each technique is powerful enough to create a religion. So Buddha took this technique and created Buddhism. Okay? So as awareness increases, inner awakening happens and bliss follows. So be aware of the neutral space. In the two gap is what he called as neutral space. When the breath takes a turn. This is a time when you're flooded with energy and intelligence. During the gap between inhaling and exhalation, then again before inhaling. Okay? If you can bring awareness to this neutral zone, neutral space, the whole day you'll be constantly flooded with energy. Understand? This is a very powerful technique because the experience will be able to sustain you throughout the day. You'll be feeling so energetic. So much creativity will be shown to you. So much possibility will open up for you. Understand? A lot of my download happens when I'm in that state. Because Swamiji, in fact, in the Shiva Sutra, Swamiji revealed that in that neutral zone, you touch the Shiva consciousness. Because the mind does not exist. You are in the God consciousness. In that neutral zone, all forms of creativity happen. All kind of creation happen only during that zone. Okay? If you want to become creative, start experiencing the neutral zone. Okay, next slide. So where this meditation come from the Shastra Pramana, it's taken from Shiva Sutra, also in the Vijnana Vairava Tantra. So he say this is what Shiva taught to, because when he was delivering Shiva Sutra, he was delivering to Devi, his consort. So that's why he's talking to Devi. Say, oh, radiant one. When he's talking to Devi. This experience may dawn between two breaths. After breath comes in, which is the down, and just before turning up, the beneficent. Okay, so that is the translation. This is Sutra number 1. He continues with Sutra number 2. He says, as the breath turns from down to up, and again the breath goes from up to down, through both these turns, realize. He does not tell you what he's going to realize. He said, go and experience it. The turning, realize yourself. Too many things will happen, you will realize. So these are the two sutras taken from Shiva Sutras and Vijnana Vairava Tantra that talk about this technique that Swamiji is giving. Okay? So are you all ready? Please go and get an IBAN. I give you 1 minute to go and get your IBAN. If you need to go to the toilet, please go so that you empty the bladder, because it's going to be at least 40 minutes, 2 energy cycle. 2 energy cycle. Outside heaven. Outside heaven. Just take one. So when you're ready, please settle down in front of the camera once again. Hey Anandita, do you take a screen grab of the attendees from the Zoom? You did not. Okay. When you have done, you please post it in the group chat. So all of you, please settle down. You're going to experience intense energy explosion. It's very powerful meditation. See, because I'm doing it so often, it has become part of me. The moment I sit on it, the thing it will just happen by itself. Okay. So if you are ready, put on your eye band. Hey Maheshwari, you want to turn on the camera also? Or are you on the road? Are you able to turn on the camera so I can see you? Yeah. And they'll say the Army General is exactly what I read in LV today. On my way home. Okay, you're on the way home. So anyway, try to do the meditation. So you're going to do this meditation for 2 energy cycles, which is about 42 minutes. Okay. So get ready to enter into this powerful meditation from Shiva Sutra. So sit with the back straight in a relaxed way. See, you need to be relaxed, otherwise you cannot go deep. You will not be able to fall into the subtlety of the breathing. You cannot watch the breath. You will not be able to become aware. So sit, adjust yourself, your body, make sure that the whole spine is aligned in one straight line. Otherwise, the body pain will disturb your awareness. Okay? So please find yourself seated in a very comfortable meditative posture where you can be seated for a long time. Okay? Without feeling pins and needles, without the muscle cramp, all that shouldn't happen. Otherwise, how can you enter into the subtle breath awareness? You will be disturbed by your mind. The body will be shouting, pain, pain, pain. So now, settle down in restful awareness. Start observing your breath. The meditation has started. Please settle down. So the first instruction is start witnessing your breath. Just watch your breath for 5 minutes, okay? Do not increase the length of the breathing. Just witness the normal inhalation and exhalation. Now the first step is fall into your essential breath. When I say essential breath means you're breathing when you are relaxed, okay? So fall into the normal breathing cycle of inhalation and exhalation. This is the first step. For 5 minutes, start. Start witnessing your breath. Witness your normal inhalation and exhalation. Next, start observing only the breath that goes in. Do not bother about exhalation, the outgoing breath. Witness only the incoming breath, your inhalation. Hold your awareness on your inhalation now. So in the second step, witness your incoming breath. Watch the quality of your inhalation. Watch the duration of your inhalation. Next, I'd like you to shift your awareness to your outgoing breath, your exhalation. Don't bother about the incoming breath now. Witness with your full awareness only on your exhalation, the outgoing breath. Watch the quality of your exhalation, the duration of the exhalation. Is it longer than your inhalation or it is shorter than your inhalation? Watch. Don't fall asleep because this breath awareness is very easy to fall asleep into unconscious and you will miss the gap. Hold your awareness. Now we enter into the fourth step. Basically, leave everything else and start witnessing only the first gap, the first neutral zone between the incoming breath and the outgoing breath, your first neutral space. Just be aware of the breath taking a turn in that neutral space. Understand, in that turn, it is the time when you're flooded with energy. Just be aware only of the gap between the incoming breath and outgoing breath, the first gap, and experience an enormous boost of energy in the first gap. Be very patient to witness. Witness the neutral space between the incoming breath and the outgoing breath. Be aware of the turning of the breath. And experience the energy, how you're flooded with energy in the first gap. Now we enter into the fifth step. Become aware of incoming breath, the gap, and the outgoing breath. These three. Feel this whole body is rejuvenated and become alive. Watch incoming breath, the gap, and exhalation. These first three movement and experience rejuvenation. That silence that you experience, the energizing silence, which is the vibrant silence, which is alive. In this time, you are vibrating with very high energy. Witness that. Now, witness the second neutral zone, the gap between the outgoing breath and the incoming breath. Be aware of the second gap, understand this is a space where you are flooded with intelligence. Means higher intelligence. You may feel that you are not breathing at all. Even if you experience that, witness that feeling as well. So watch the second gap between the outgoing breath and the incoming breath, the second turning. If you are able to go a little deeper, you will understand that every moment you have both thoughts and energy. For a moment you are flooded with what Swami calls as Icha Shakti, the power of desire. The next moment you are flooded with Kriya Shakti, the power of action. So one moment you are flooded with energy, the next moment you are flooded with intelligence. Icha Shakti and Kriya Shakti. In those turning the gap. These two constantly play the game in you. These two are the constitution of the entire cosmos. Matter, energy. Matter and energy. Which you can experience just by becoming aware of your breathing. Constantly in our inner space, the metal and energy are dancing. If you can be aware of the neutral spaces between incoming breath, outgoing breath, and incoming breath, you experience what we call as eternal consciousness, Jnana Shakti, the power of wisdom. The wisdom comes when you're able to witness the whole play of matter and energy inside you. The energy is constantly enjoying itself, expressing itself in an inner space. The energy of Paramashivam, the source. Just be aware of the gaps, and you will be flooded with the divine consciousness. Now, with the eyes still closed, do not meditate, just relax. Relax from all the meditation. Do not think actively of anything, just be in that silence. Let the mind settle down from the high energy zone. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Relax. You can now open your eyes very slowly. So, Anindita, I want to continue with the slide sharing. We'll finish the last few slides, so we can close this session. How was the experience of the meditation? You can type on the chat. I'll have a look. First, I want to see if you want to share your experience, or if you don't want to share, that's fine. You can ask any question if you have. And it will drop out. She's back. I need to put her back on as a co-host. So, frozen, no worries. So, any questions whatsoever, you want to share your experience? I hope you had a wonderful experience. Can you share the slide now? We have 3 more slides before we.
Okay, wait.
Initially, once you settle there, feel energized now?
Yeah, thanks for the guided meditation. I think the time is really relative because from that, very focused meditation, time seems to pass very fast.
Yeah.
And that warm, powerful energy, I felt it. So even my palms are like warm and sweaty. It's very energizing.
Yes, it's a very powerful meditation. So thanks for sharing your experience. Any questions so far on this chapter? Basically, Swamiji say this chapter, you practice this technique at least for 21 days so that you can shift from here to here. Start shifting from your logic to your heart. This is where the transformation can happen. Okay, so now let's enter into the next slide. We'll conclude quickly. So once again, I would like to invite everybody for the Paramashivam program in the morning darshan daily, which is about 7 a.m. Singapore time. We are attending level 1, 2, or 3. So do come and experience the higher, what I call it, intelligence through Swamiji's teaching. Next. So I'd like to thank all of you for coming today, for your participation. So do enrich more devotees to the next session. See, next Wednesday is Nithyananda Purnima, okay, which is also the day Buddha got enlightened. This Vesak. So this is the day where Swamiji had his first enlightenment experience called Nithyananda Purnima. So we're going to have a session with a meditation. We're going to do healing with laughter meditation at the Adina. So it's between 2 to 4:30. If you want to join online, I think this is also possible. And then we'll continue with the next chapter 5, which is silencing the mind. Okay, so I'm to give how to silence your mind so that you can be in your heart. So we'll do the 5th chapter on the 29th of May after next Wednesday. So next Wednesday we have a workshop. So in the evening there will not be a session, just to let you know. So please come and join for this Nithyananda Purnima special. We're going to have it in the center. Bring as many people as possible, especially those who are very stressed, who has a lot of stress and worries. Bring this session, because in this session we'll share the flyers this coming week. Basically it's a session which talk about why we need to meditate and why you need to understand how worries and stress come about. So from there we'll enter into this laughter meditation, which is one of the most powerful meditation technique which Swamiji gave as one of the vihara, which is a lifestyle technique to basically fall in tune again, to basically fall in tune with yourself. Because laughter is one of the highest spiritual qualities. So come and experience it. So with that, if there's no question, let me just see any. I saw there's some. Okay. Any other question? Otherwise, you can share in the group your experience. So let me just conclude with the Purna mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Saubham Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam Parka Paramastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you. See you next week.